All right, thank you so much for that, Counselor. All right, so let's kick things off for our first panel discussion. As the panelists are making their way up, we have three back-to-back videos. Whoa. So we have three back-to-back videos that we would like to show you. And this is really about helping you to get acquainted with our panelists and also to better understand their stories and how the different perspectives they're bringing to the discussion. So essentially the gist is this: AI, how is it changing the workflow in classrooms, in entertainment studios, and in fashion? So we have three stories, none other than from Ewha University, from Studio Real Life, part of SM Entertainment, plus from Chloe Virtual Fashion. Please make yourselves here. Should we take a look? Thank you.
생각하는 것을 AI는 바로바로 보여주거든요. 그리고 그거에 대해서 좀 더 심도 있게 그 자료를 더 조사하는 과정에서는 챗 GPT와의 대화가 굉장히 결정적이었습니다. 1980년대의 캘리포니아에서 아주 허름한 비어있는 이제 거의 사용하지 않는 오래된 수영장에서 스케이트보드를 타는 그런 사람들의 그런 학생이 있었는데, 그 학생 같은 경우에 챗 GPT와의 대화를 통해서 굉장히 많은 시각 자료들을 뽑아낼 수가 있었어요. 현재는 산업의 시스템 전반이나 아니면 워크플로우 전체가 다 뒤바뀌고 있다라고 생각을 하거든요. 이 오랜 역사를 가진 대학이라고 하는 이 지성 공동체가 어떻게 교육을 해야 되는가에 대해서 굉장히 고민이 많았었고, 한때는 좀 회의적인 부분도 있었습니다. 왜냐하면 때가 많이 바뀌었다고 생각을 합니다. 전문가로서의 역량을 다 갖추고 그리고 졸업을 할 수 있는 그런 시대가 왔다고 생각을 하고, 거기에 가장 큰 영향을 미친 주체가 바로 AI가 아닌가 그렇게.
엔터테인먼트 그룹에서 테크를 내재화한다라는 부분은 사실상 지금까지 없었던 방식이었고, 부분이 가장 혁신일 것 같아요. AI 버추얼 아티스트라는 이름으로 K-팝에서는 정말 처음으로 아티스트로 데뷔를 했고, 헨리 나이비스를 하나의 인격체로 느끼고 캐릭터성을 높이려고 지금 계획을 하고 있습니다. 웰메이드 컨텐츠를 만들기 위해서는 비주얼 이펙트가 무조건 필요합니다. 이 보는 음악에서 AI와 버추얼 메타버스 이제 경험하는 음악 시장으로 변화하고 있습니다. 과거에는 직접 입어보는 패션에만 포커스가 되어 있다면, 지금은 인플루언서나 또는 셀럽들의 어떤 다수의 보는 패션으로, 그리고 이제는 아바타나 AI를 통해서 플레이 형태의 소비로 변화하고, 결국에 AI 툴킷을 활용하는 방식은 프롬프트를 작성하는 겁니다. 아이디어를 녹이는 과정인 거거든요. 그럼 이 아이디어가 너무 중요한 겁니다. 인간입니다. 아이디어는 AI가 대체하지 못합니다.
2009년에 설립이 됐는데요. 가상의상 솔루션을 만드는 회사고요. 패션 업계뿐만이 아니라 이제 VFX나 게임 분야에까지 가상의상을 필요로 하는 모든 곳에 이제 의상들을 만들 수 있는 솔루션을 제공하는 회사고요. 저희 솔루션들을 통해서 이제 소규모 브랜드나 개인 디자이너들은 실제 실물 샘플 없이도 이제 3D만을 가지고 시장의 반응을 미리 체크도 할 수 있고 또 유통을 시작할 수 있는 그런 시도들도 가능해져가고 있거든요. 사실 패션뿐만이 아니라 모든 업계가 다 엄청난 변화의 기로 속에 있는데요. 저는 사실 버추얼 클로딩 자체에서의 가치보다 이것들이 실제 피지컬 샘플하고 연결되었을 때의 가치가 훨씬 더 크다고 생각을 하는데요. 그럼에도 불구하고 실제 브랜드들이 그들의 갖고 있는 그런 에셋들을 가상으로 옮기는 것도 필요하지만 또 그 안에서 새로운 세상과 새로운 브랜드들과 새로운 디자이너들이 생겨나서 사람들에게 다가갈 수 있다고 생각을 합니다.
All right, there you have it. All right, so let's kick off our discussion. First of all, hats off to the students who worked on the amazing AI projects from EHWA. Wonderful. I was amazed, phenomenal. So we'll kick it off with Professor Seri Lee. So over the course of 3 months, you put your undergrad and graduate students through this AI project, and ta-ta, they came up with that. So what was your biggest takeaway in terms of what the students and you were able to deliver through AI?
Thanks for this question. It's a big one. This class project showed me how quickly and how deeply fashion is changing today. And I'm glad to share my thoughts from what I've seen in my classroom. When we talk about fashion and new technologies, I think the key point is that change is happening now. You know, it's already here. In philosophy and sociology, thinkers like Bruno Latour remind us that technology is never just a tool. Machines and technologies are part of our social reality. They shape us and we shape them, we grow together. This may sound a little abstract, but in my classroom it was very real. Students who had never used AI before, in just 3 months they created entire collections and staged their own virtual runway shows. Sometimes in a deserted factory in this work, sometimes in best botanical garden just outside Florence, or even in an abandoned swimming pool on the California coast. And you know what? They made collections 40, even 80 looks. And this semester, some of those virtual designs are actually becoming real garments. And now, traditional fashion runway show at Fashion Week can cost to $500,000. But my students, with only their laptops, realized visions that would have been impossible just a few years ago. This technology is opening up new scales of imagination for designers. I think technology is now changing everything. The fashion fields, structures, its players and their workflows. And it seems clear that these shifts are connected to transformation in many industries around fashion. So I think I'm eager to hear and share valuable insights here today.
Oh, thank you very much for that. 이화여대 학생들 여기 있어요? Some of the designers who went it? Yay! Congratulations! Woo! Thank you very much. Thank you very much. When I opened some of the videos, I was completely appalled at what you guys did. Hats off to you. Very good, very good. So even the kids, even the students are picking this technology up and they're creating. So what kind of changes are you seeing in terms of what's happening in Berlin at Berlin Fashion Week?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. It's a big
Happy
honor.
birthday again.
Thank you for all the birthday wishes. What do we see during Berlin Fashion Week? Well, let's maybe one step back. What is a fashion week? A fashion week is nothing else but a stage. So on this stage, different topics happen. So of course, classically, we see new collections being presented during Fashion Week. But what we've noticed over the last seasons, what's happening is there's a change for this, I like that word, transformation that we're in, and we see that during Fashion Week. We see new formats popping up, educational formats. So formats where, for example, professors or experts of the field try and bring across what is the new technology of tomorrow. And that's one side of it. So really the industry trying to change the industry itself. When you look at the brands, going deeper, how do the brands use it during Fashion Week? I think it's still low-hanging fruit that we do during Fashion Week. So designers and brands use, of course, technology to get better access to their audience and to support how they do their fashion show. So that's one side of it. But for us, really the most interesting part is that the experts are there, the experts are sharing their knowledge, because don't forget, brands are not so close anymore like you are to new technologies and also to that transformational process. So how do we gain access to these new information? How do we know about all this? And I think that's one major part that the Fashion Week has changed over the last seasons to really be an educational facility almost.
Mm-hmm. And SM Entertainment, Studio Real Live is part of the big K-pop machine. We heard from your CEO, and Jay is the chief content officer, which means you're the guy coming up with all the content, which is a big deal. A former filmmaker. So now that everything is starting to get possible with AI, how are you creating? Because students are creating, amateurs are creating, filmmakers are creating, and you need to create something better.
Thanks for the good question. AI is changing everything, and also we also adapt many kinds of solutions to create some our project. So maybe all the content creators are using AI, I guess. So not only with generating images and videos and sounds and music, we are focusing on how to make some relationship with AI technology. Because, all the content we produce is related to the experience. Because, we already created a K-pop genre for 30 years, but we are preparing something next. So what is next? I think we need to experience something in real space and also some virtual space. So it means we need to make some relationship with some content in instant way. So we are focusing on making some AI technology to leverage that technology. We're focusing on making some meaning of our contents. In the past way, we just playing some contents with some creators' intuitions or something like that. But with technology advanced, we can communicate with many things in a very rapid way. So if we produce something good project, it released 2 or 3 years later. You've seen Navis in the video clips. That character was created 5 years ago or something. It takes a long time. So our original plan has been changed a lot every time. So I'd like to make some kind of relationship between our content and communities using AI technology. So as you know that for GPT-2 has 768 dimensions to make some understand some meanings. So like that, we like to make some mapping of our content, the words, images, and some meanings and concepts in those kind of dimensions. So we captured audience feedback with various kind of sensors and some other technology and sync with our mapping technology. So if pen community want to something, we can move that forward, or we can also put some other new concept to get more, new feedback from audience. So that is our most important challenge using AI. So I think that's the difference using AI technology with other companies.
Right, so the technology is helping you react and be more pro-reactive to your ardent fan base. So Mark Vision is using LLMs, large language models, and AI to weed out the fakes. So how are you using AI to do it? Haley.
Thank you, Chloe. So why don't we start with the scale of the problem that Mark Vision is dealing with? Analysis estimates that the value of counterfeit is around 467 billion US dollar of the global trade, and this takes up about 2.3% of the world import. So at Mark Vision, using our very own AI solution, we detect counterfeits across 1,500 marketplaces, social media website, chat app-based, and so on. But we're not limited to just detecting, but we also automate the takedown notice process 10 times faster than the legacy solutions. So the idea is very simple. We find the fakes fast, and we remove it before it impacts the consumer and brand reputation. So why don't I share you a success story of our customers? I'm not sure if everyone's aware of the brand Mischief.
Cardi B, anybody?
Yeah, so Mischief is an art collective, very well known for its iconic big red boots. So when these big red boots were launched, knockdowns started to appear across global platforms right away. And this is when Mark Vision stepped in to detect these knockoffs on a large scale, and we removed them. Well, we helped Mischief remove them, and in a fast and accurate way, so that they could protect their creativity. But yes, that's the boots. And they just did not stop at taking down the fakes, but through the robust data and resource that Mark Vision has provided, we were able to prove how many replicas were spread across the global platforms, which really prove the cultural distinctiveness of this design. And for this, the red boots design was recognized to be protected under the U.S. trade dress law.
Yeah, and the issue became big. I think the boots went viral because Cardi B started showing up in them, and then they took off. So you have a lot of innovation and challenges. So Professor Lee, I wanted to pick up with you. So how should students, now that students are armed with this technology and they can create, what is next for them? What are some of the challenges? Because now that it's becoming a level playing field for everybody, then how do you get an edge? How do you become more competitive? What do you think is the solution among all the projects that you are looking at?
Right. The ways of working in fashion are shifting. When I look at how younger generations use AI and virtual tools in their creative work, I can see their role is changing now. In the past, we imagined the fashion leader as a lone genius, sketching, draping, and making everything by hand. But this new generation is different. With AI and virtual tools, they are more like conductors of an orchestra, They may not play every instrument, but they know how to bring creativity, technology, and culture together into one performance. And I saw this clearly in my classroom. Students who worked with AI didn't just move faster, they actually became braver. They produced more and they dared more. They learned to guide ideas with confidence, to filter and refine with a sharper eye, and to decide what really matters. To me, that is not just only a design skill. In fact, that is leadership in action. But this kind of leadership will not come from just designers alone. It will grow through collaboration with cultural industries and with global networks and technology innovators. So when I think of the future, I don't see fashion leaders as solitary creators. I see them as collaborators and directors. People can guide a dialogue between humans and machines, between industry and culture. To me, this is a new horizon. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, so designers still have a role, which is great. So Scott, when you look at some of the up-and-coming designers in Berlin, what type of designers are thriving? Share us some success. Who gets it right? Who may be not so much on the right track?
All of them, I can actually say, because I think it was mentioned in the welcome speeches, be bold, be brave. And I think this is a generation of designers that are bold and that are being brave. Challenging the old system, the way we knew the system, the way these designers were taught how to interact with customers, how to interact with manufacturers. So I think if I look at the German landscape, or especially the Berlin landscape, there's very, very talented, young, high performers who are now able to reach a global audience, which 10 years ago, I mean, when internet started, I was there with my phone plugging in, dialing into the internet, a totally different era. So now you see these young brands, maybe a year or two old, and suddenly they're selling all over the world. And that's, for me, one of the best success stories. They're creating new...
How are they selling all over the world?
Well, they find their own channels. Some use Instagram, some use a classic web shop, but they still speak with their audience in a completely new, different way. It's a complete interaction that's there. So it's not this one-directional conversation. They're really interactive, listening also to their audience, listening to the community, and feeding that into their daily life. So when you look at fashion shows, also when you look at the Berlin landscape, you go into the shows, and there's their community there. It's not anonymous people trying to be part of something. It's actually a living community, and that's what we see in Berlin, and that's how we also see that the designers are using this technology. But having that said, we're still in I find it a really interesting phase. It's a revolutionary phase. We're still learning what we hear here right now, is that these models and these tools, this is being integrated into these new concepts of brands, but we're still at the starting point. We're still using the basic tools, the basic approach of it. So I think it's, for me at least, or for us, it's a really, really interesting time and era to watch this and see these brands strive into the future.
Right, and Jay, you must have so many headaches because you have to constantly be at the cutting edge of creativity, because Naivis came out 5 years ago when virtual humans were quite rare, and so you introduced the metaverse. You've got to get the singers to do stuff, different stuff. So what would be your biggest challenges now that the machine also creates and everybody, the fan base, demands more and more and more?
It's a kind of good question, but I have two challenges. First one is to maintain the qualities, because ACCENTURE has a very high quality demand. So to maintain that, there's always challenge to adapt the new technology. Because, you know, as you know that, you know, AI used to give us a very good result in the first time, but it's not 100% satisfaction from that result. About 80% or 85% or something. To make it 100% quality things, we need to keep talking with AI. You know, it's something similar with talking with child. So they always give us something new, something different, something extraordinary things. So it's very hard to keep the original concept from that. So in this time and kind of, you know, some attitude to keep talking about it. Also, always some kind of challenge between me and my CEO, because we have both pipeline for traditional way and some new technology teams together. So my CEO always talk to me like that. Do it as we used before. You know, it's fast and very predictable. So it's making some balance between traditional way to produce it, also new way of produce contents. Sometimes there's some kind of synergy between two pipelines, but there's always a challenge because the way to produce the content is very different way.
Right, right. Haley, I also want to talk about in the fake world, the counterfeiters are also using AI to get ahead. So when you have AI versus AI, how do you battle the counterfeiters?
Yes, so AI versus AI is our new reality. And one example of our challenge is counterfeiters will also use generative tools to create very high quality images that would actually look like the brand's official images or campaign shots. And they will use these images to promote their sales. And how we combat is to move faster and smarter than them. When our AI detects these images, we will have to go through a verification loop. Once it's verified, like Jay said, we'll have to train them like a child. We will teach our model on what makes this image so deceptive and what is the distinctive characteristics of these images. And once they're trained, the next time the seller will upload a similar AI-styled image, we will be able to instantly flag it as counterfeit. And we will help the brands to be a step ahead of the challenges that AI can bring.
Right, right, right. So in terms of where the fashion industry goes, Scott, what do you think the vision is for the Fashion Council Germany?
I think we have to have one baseline, which is sustainable fashion. That's for us the core underneath everything that we talk about the future. We shouldn't discuss it anymore. And technology and innovation will help that in the long run. Where do we see, or what's our vision of the future? There's one word that always comes to our mind, and that is respect. We have to be in respect with nature. We have to be in respect with technology. Technology has to be in respect also with craftsmanship, with creativity. That's something where we hear also from the industry quite some fear. What will AI do to creativity in the classic sense, the humankind creativity, and also to craftsmanship? Tradition, that's something that we think should be, as I said, in respect between every party, every technology should have that in common. There's one fact also that we see also in Europe. The Fashion Council Germany is also the founding member of the European Fashion Alliance, which is an alliance of all European fashion councils, all European fashion weeks. And there, of course, I mean, many of you might know that the European Union is coming out with quite some heavy legislation on fashion or on products in general. So what is the digital product passport going to do for us in the future? Is it going to open doors? We do believe it will open doors. It will also make you interact again once with your customers. It will help you get data with your customers, for your customers. So that's something that we really see will be a strong part of the future, is this interactiveness between us all. But again, the main word there is the word respect.
Right. And Jay, the future of fashion / entertainment, everything is starting to come together. Virtual stars, virtual celebrities, virtual clothing. What is your take?
Like clothes, we can collaborate together because, we always think about the costume of for sure characters. But those kind of things is really to the communication. Also, innovation is to communicate with other elements. So, for example, the storytelling or characters and some space, universe are always from humankind, a long history of humankind. So even though we can adapt new technology, but the storytelling and the contents are always similar, I guess. But the difference is how to communicate with others and content. So there's some kind of chance, opportunity to innovate that way. So I think AI just help us to communicate in prompt way, but always creativity is from us. So it is very important to distinguish what is from us and what is from the machine. So if we collaborate with other contents company or some other creators, always think about that. That is a very important issue for us.
And as an educator, Professor Lee, did you think that as technology moves at the speed of light, there's a chance that a lot of things that you teach actually becomes obsolete? How are you dealing with that dilemma?
The future of education, that's a very challenging issue. And it's not the first time people have wondered about this. One clear example that comes to mind is the Bauhaus in the early 20th century. But the Gropius founded it as a response to the new machines and new industries of his time. The school raised a bold question: how art, design, and technology together should be taught? I think their answer was to unite them through workshops, experiments, and foundation course linking design with modern industry. In the same way, today we face the challenge of bringing AI into education not as a separate tool, but as part of their creative practice. So I keep asking myself something similar. What does it really mean to teach fashion design now within community of higher education? For me, this is not just theoretical. I see them unfolding every day in my classroom. And one of the clearest example I've been is the way students use the AI, not as a simple tool, but in dialogue. They kept going back and forth with the AI, asking questions, getting feedback, adjusting something, trying again. It was stubborn at times, but also it's very natural. And in the process, I could see the future, young designers treating AI as a partner, not a threat. So for me, reforming education is not about adding another software class. It's about preparing students to grow with technology as part of their creative world. And my students have already shown me
a lot of talent. A lot of talent.
Yes. So this future is not far away. It is here today, moving at the speed of technology right in our classrooms.
Right. And finally, just one quick check with Haley. So this thing needs to scale because everybody's using AI, the good guys and the bad guys. So as you scale, how does the operation look? How does the vision look for Mark Vision?
So with AI, brand protection is shifting away from being a whack-a-mole game to a more predictive and preventive defense. So instead of waiting for the counterfeits to appear, now AIs can step ahead and find repeated patterns, high-risk sellers, and have them removed from the platforms before it impacts the consumers. And one other point we want to highlight is that AI or brand protection is not just about protecting the intellectual properties of the brands anymore, but it can be integrated with design, advertisement, marketing, compliance, or even consumer trust initiatives, and in the end of the day, supporting the brand's sustainable growth.
Thank you very much. All right, that is it for our panel. Haley, Sean, Jay, Sari Professor, and also Scott. Thank you very much for that.